At the beginning of the story, we are taken to Xinye County. At the county, we are shown a pavilion in the Young family manor. We see an elf taking a look at a baby's body. When he was done looking at the boy's body, his father asked him to tell him how the boy is. The elf revealed to the man that it will be hard for his son to live past 20 years old due to his constitution. This man is the patriarch of the Young family. His name is Young Damyung. Damyung asked the elf if his son was given a punishment by the heavens. He explained to him that his son caused his mother's death due to his birth. The elf was annoyed to hear this. He could not believe that Damyung was saying this to a physician like him. He asked the patriarch to tell him why he would say such a thing to his son who is going to die early. Damyung glared at his child when he heard this. He watched him as he played alone. According to the elf, the boy has something similar to the 9 severed meridians. The elf had never seen anyone with their Baihui acupoint open to such an extreme. Damyung asked the elf if the Baihui acupoint is the acupoint on top of the head. The physician told him that he is correct. He explained to the patriarch that a person will die if their Baihui acupoint is too open. Most people call this the deity ascension. Damyung reminded the elf that deity ascension is something very powerful Taoists do when they depart for the heavenly realm. The physician was surprised to hear this. He asked the patriarch if he truly believes in such nonsense. He placed his hand on his head and asked the man if he has heard about absolute martial masters using the upper meridians of their heads. The masters are actually using the Baihui acupoint. According to the elf, the so-called deity ascension is when someone gets too drunk on the energy of the great nature that came from the heavens and earth and dies because they cannot withstand it. Damyung stood up after he heard this. He turned to the elf and told him that he was correct about his son receiving a punishment from the heavens. The physician was shocked to hear this. He asked the man to tell him why he would call himself a father. The patriarch told the elf that it is now time for him to leave. He assured him that the chief steward will give him his pay. The elf told the man that he does not need the pay. He stood up and left the pavilion out of anger. As he walked away, the elf wondered how our protagonist's life could have been different if he was born in a different place. If the boy was born in the demonic cult, he could have become the heavenly demon. If he had grown up in the Shaolin Temple, he would have been able to use the 72 elite training methods of the temple 2 times over. Unfortunately for the boy, he was born as a hated child in this place. The physician believed that the boy will die in the countryside at a young age with no way of surviving. The only chance this baby has is for him to achieve enlightenment on his own. Decades later, we see a group of people having a family meeting at the Young manor. Damyung stood up and told everyone that his deceased father founded their clan. According to him, his father was a disciple of the Xangang sect. His name is Xianjiamja. Damyung told the people that he has dedicated his life to the revival of their clan. He explained to them that he could not close down their clan because if they become famous throughout the world, he will inherit the ultimate technique of the Xangang sect. The patriarch told his family that he is very happy that one of his sons followed in his father's footsteps and managed to join the Xangang sect. With a smile on their faces, the other family members congratulated their brother on his achievement. The eldest child told his brother that he is quite incredible to be able to join the sect. Damyung asked his children to raise their cups with him. While everyone was enjoying themselves, the eldest sibling noticed that someone was missing. He turned to his father and told him that Yinshin is not there. Damyung's expression became serious when he heard this. He revealed to his son that he asked Yinshin to stay on the training ground. The man was shocked to hear this. Damyung told his son that it is better for our boy to not be there on such a joyous occasion. He told him that Yinshin would bring them bad luck. The man could not believe that his father actually said this. The scene shifts and we see our boy gathering his energy on the training ground. He carefully circulated his energy throughout his body. Immediately he did this. He opened his eyes and released his energy. After he was done, Yinshin took a look at his palm. He realized that he had now completely mastered the Young clan's movement art. With this movement art, Yinshin can stimulate his muscles with energy and then compress it. He realized that his body could no longer get stronger than this. Yinshin wondered if he will have a longer lifespan now that he has a stronger body. While thinking, our boy remembered his brother's reaction when he told him that he created a martial arts technique. Yinshin explained to his brother that he did not create the technique from scratch. Instead, he redeveloped their clan's exclusive martial arts. The man let out a sigh when he heard this. He asked his younger brother to not be offended with what he wants to say. He asked Yinshin to not tell anyone about what he has done. Our boy was surprised to hear this. The scene shifts and we see Yinshin telling his brother to use the martial arts he created. The boy was annoyed to hear this. He asked Yinshin if he will take responsibility if he experiences energy deviation and dies. Our boy felt bad when he heard this. When he informed his father about what he had done, the man scolded him for messing with their clan's exclusive martial arts. He asked his son if he believes that he is the clan's founder. Yinshin could not believe that his own father simply dismissed him. While sitting on a chair, our boy thinks about what it means to be a clan founder. A clan founder is someone who creates martial arts and the founder of a martial group. Our boy never believed that he was someone that was so great. He did not think it was incredible to create a martial arts. He simply wanted to become healthy and live with everyone. While he was thinking, Yinshin sees some servants rushing somewhere. He wondered about where they were going. He quickly remembered that today was the day the martial masters of the Xangang sect will arrive. The Xangang sect is one of the 9 great sect. They are one of the twin walls that are known as the strongest groups in Shaanxi alongside the Manhwa sect. Yinshin remembered that the Xangang sect is a place where the sword deities reside. Our boy also wanted to meet the martial masters too. The moment he thought of this, he remembered what the chief steward said to him. Yinshin asked the man if the reason he can't show his face to the clan's important guests is because he caused his mother's death. The steward informed our boy that the order came from his father. Yinshin asked the man if he is certain. The steward apologized to our boy. Yinshin could not still believe that his father gave out such an order. He decided to follow the servants and watch from afar. He was certain that he will be able to learn something from the skilled masters. At the entrance of the manor, the servants wondered about who was coming to meet them. They were certain that the Sky Sword Dragon would not come. They believed that an elder might come to the manor. One of the servants said that it will be a blessing for their clan if an elder comes there. While the servants were talking, Damyung and his family stepped outside. Immediately they did this. Someone screamed that the martial masters have arrived. Immediately the person said this. We see an elf and 2 other men enter the compound. The members of the clan and Damyung's children were shocked to see the elf. One of the servants referred to the elf as a noble race. Yinshin was also shocked to see the elf. The noble race are known to be a mysterious race that can live on forever. Humans think of them as deities. Our boy and his family noticed the unique energy the elf was exuding. Yinshin noticed that the core energy condensed in her body is being exuded by her naturally. Damyung quickly regained his composure and welcomed the elf to his clan. He told her that he is honored that she would visit their clan. He and his son bowed their heads to greet the martial masters. He told them that he is the patriarch of the clan. The woman thanked the man for his hospitality. She introduced herself as Yeo Il Shin. She revealed to Damyung that she is an elder of the Xangang sect. Damyung was shocked to hear this. He could not believe that the woman is a noble race elder of the Xangang sect. He immediately begged Il Shin to forgive him for not recognizing her as a deity. The woman asked the patriarch to raise his head. She told him that she did not come to boast of her status. Damyung apologized to Il Shin for his disrespect. He could not believe that he kept the sword deities of the Xangang sect waiting outside. He asked her to follow him in. Yinshin was surprised to hear that the woman was an elder when she was already from the noble race. He wondered about how long Il Shin had lived for. While walking, Il Shin turns her head and sights our boy. The 2 of them lock eyes. Yinshin immediately bowed his head when he saw this. Damyung noticed that the woman was looking at his son. He told her that Yinshin is his 3rd son. Our boy turned around and walked away after he saw the woman. The elf told Damyung that his son's eyes are bright. She said that our boy looks really smart, with a nervous look on his face. The patriarch explained to Il Shin that his son is not well-mannered. The elf was shocked to hear this. While watching his son walk forward, Damyung informed the woman that Yinshin is actually the troublemaker of their family. When our boy returned to the training ground, he picked up his sword. Yinshin had gained a new perspective after seeing the energies of the martial masters. Our boy was actually stuck after he was done practicing the young clan's movement art. He was wondering about what he should train in next. He opened his sword and carefully inspected it. He decided to try training his sword. The scene shifts and we are taken to the room of the martial masters. The other 2 masters told the elder that the place is better than they expected. They explained to the elf that the tyrant sword tribe will definitely want a place that has this much earth energy. Il Shin told the men that they are right. She told them that they need to think of a way to counterattack. Unfortunately, the plan will result in the sacrifice of the clan. The taller man asked the elder if they cannot just attack and destroy their enemies before they cross the wall. The elder took a sip of her tea. She believed that the idea was not bad. She explained to the man that the 13 skies are the most problematic bunch. She asked the men to never let their guards down and to keep their sword auras sharp. While thinking, Il Shin noticed that she kept thinking about Yinshin. She was certain that Yinshin stood out from everyone. She found our boy to be a strange child. At night, we see Yinshin meditating and circulating his energy. Our boy noticed something strange. He noticed that his Baihui acupoint was quite opened. Although he wasn't able to meditate for a year because he was busy training his body with the Young Clan's movement art, the amount of energy that went through his head has gotten even greater. Yinshin realized that he has less than 5 years before he loses consciousness. If this happens, our boy will end up dying. Yinshin quickly opened his eyes. He could not believe that he had only 5 years left to live. Our boy was scared to see this. He stepped out of his room and looked at the moon in the sky. He could not believe that he was not able to change his fate even after he learnt the Young Clan's movement art. While thinking, Yinshin sensed something. He quickly turned to the side. He could sense an ominous energy coming from the main building. Our boy quickly grabbed his sword and ran to the building. As he got closer, Yinshin became certain that something was wrong. The scent of blood got stronger the closer he got to the building. The building was also too quiet. While running, Yinshin saw a portal at the entrance of the building. Our boy quickly ran through the portal. He realized that someone set a trap formation. When he arrived into the main building, Yinshin saw something shocking. He saw the dead bodies of the servants and the guards lying on the ground. Our boy could not believe that he just noticed that something was happening in the manor. He realized that this might have happened because of the trap formation. While looking around, Yinshin realized that everyone on the ground was part of his clan. He wondered if the culprit possessed an overwhelming martial prowess. While he was looking at the bodies, someone asked him about why he is still alive. When Yinshin looked up, he saw some men carrying the dead bodies of the servants. A huge bald man walked up to him. With a scary look on his face, the man told our boy that he should have hidden if he managed to survive. One of the man's colleagues asked him to send Yinshin to the afterlife. Yinshin glared at the man when he heard this. The bald man asked our boy to not blame him. He told him that he is simply following orders. He gathered his energy in his hand and rushed to attack Yinshin. Our boy grabbed the man's wrist and used his hand to crush it. The bald man screamed out in pain. He fell to the ground and began to tremble. The man's colleagues were shocked to see what our boy did to his hand. They quickly grabbed their swords. The man who asked the bald man to kill Yinshin asked him for his identity. Our boy released his energy and raised his sword. With a serious look on his face, he told the man that he is the third son of the clan. The moment Yinshin stepped forward, the bald man stood up. He called our boy a bastard. He gathered his energy and got ready to attack. Before he could take a step, Yinshin used his sword to cut off his head at a crazy speed. The bald man did not know what happened. All he knew was that he could no longer clearly see our boy. Yinshin rushed to attack the other men. The men were startled when they saw this. Our boy got close to them and used a technique known as scripture origin ability to cut off the head of the man closest to him. Before the other man next to him could react, Yinshin tore his body apart. The other two men were terrified to see our boy coming towards them. Before they could even attack, Yinshin cut off the wrist of one of the men and beheaded the other man. Immediately he did this. He turned around and stabbed the man whose wrist he cut in the chest. The man screamed out in pain. Yinshin was annoyed to see this. He pulled out his sword from the man's body. Our boy watched the men as they fell in front of him. He let out a sigh. This was his first time using his delightful sword. Fortunately, Yinshin was able to understand how it works. While he was looking at his sword, someone commended him on his sword art. Our boy quickly turned to the side. He saw another group of mysterious men. A man wearing a headband tells Yinshin that the idiots lost because they let their guard down. Although the man said this, he was actually surprised by how good our boy was. He never expected someone so young to be so skilled. He asked Yinshin if he has trained in the delightful sword his whole life. Our boy asked the man if he is from the Blood Flame cult. The man revealed to him that the men on the ground are the ones from the cult. He explained to him that they are from the Tyrant Sword Tribe. Yinshin was surprised to hear this. He could not believe that the Tyrant Sword Tribe and the Blood Flame cult were in the same place. The 13 Skies are said to be the most cruel and powerful group in the Murim. Yinshin could not believe that the Tyrant Sword Tribe and the Blood Flame cult, which are both part of the 13 Skies, were in his manor. He asked the man to tell him the type of business that their two groups have with the manor. The man told our boy that it is not his business. Yinshin smiled when he heard this. Due to the fact that the man was answering his question instead of attacking him, our boy asked the man if he knows about him. The man was surprised to hear this. He did not understand what Yinshin was talking about. Our boy realized that the man did not understand the question. He decided to simplify the question. He asked the man if he knows that his family is part of the Desolate Fortress, which is the best branch sect in the Murim. He told the man that it will be a pain for him if he kills him, even if he is part of the Tyrant Sword tribe. The moment he said this, someone destroys a huge wall next to them. A person was sent flying from the other side of the wall. The person crashed on the ground. Yinshin was shocked to see the person. He was certain that this man is one of the Xangang sect's martial masters. The man spat out some blood when he tried to stand up. Immediately the man did this. Another person was sent flying into our boy's part of the manor. This person turns out to be Il Shin. The elder landed on the ground and used her sword to hold herself. Yinshin could not believe what he was seeing. He knew that the elder is known as the deity of the sword, and yet she was struggling against someone. Our boy wondered about who Il Shin was fighting. Immediately he thought of this. Yinshin sensed something horrifying. The elder raised her head up when she sensed it too. A man flew into the yard. Our boy wondered about who he was looking at. This man had a black robe, black hair, and a golden sword. He was exuding an ominous aura. The man turned his head and glared at Yinshin. Our boy immediately took a stance when he looked into the man's eyes. His head felt light just from the simple eye contact. The man with the headband moved close to the mysterious man and went on his knees. He referred to him as tribe leader. Yinshin was surprised to hear this. The other men also went on their knees. Our boy could not believe that he was looking at the Tyrant Sword tribe leader, the man who reigns over the Tyrant Sword tribe, which is part of the unorthodox 13 skies. The man is a harbinger of disasters in the Jianghu. Yinshin could not comprehend why a man who is equal to the patriarch of one of the 9 great sect would be in a place like this. Our boy looked around. He noticed that Il Shin and the other man were injured. Yinshin realized that everyone there is dead. Our boy took a deep breath. He decided to test himself before he dies. He gathered his energy and rushed to attack. The man in a headband was shocked to see this. He immediately grabbed his sword. Before the man could attack, Yinshin stabbed him in the chest. Il Shin was surprised to see this. Our boy let go of the man and asked the tribe leader if he can even kill him after what he has done. The other tribe members were annoyed to hear this. They quickly pulled out their swords. The tribe leader asked the men to stop. The tribe members were shocked to hear this. The tribe leader told Yinshin that his spirit is better than everyone's spirit combined. The elder was surprised to hear this. His subordinates were shocked to hear this. They did not understand what was happening. The tribe leader told our boy that he will let him live. With a confident look on his face, Yinshin told the man that he simply can't kill him. He took out his sword from the body and pointed it at the tribe leader. He revealed to him that he is the only grandson of the former Divine Sword Squad leader of the Desolate Fortress. Il Shin was shocked to hear this. She was certain that the Divine Sword is the best in the Desolate Fortress. According to the tribe leader, the Desolate Fortress was created by the imperial family in order to prevent any conspiracy by the Murim forces. The man believed that it won't be a good idea to be involved with such a group. The tribe leader explained to Yinshin that he is not letting him live for this reason. He revealed to our boy that he likes him. He explained to him that his temperament and spirit are things that a powerful martial artist needs in the Jianghu. Our boy simply glared at the man. The tribe leader revealed to Yinshin that he would have taken him in as a disciple if he wasn't related to the Desolate Fortress. Everyone was shocked to hear this. The man raised his sword and pushed it into the ground. He told Yinshin that he will give him one day to leave the place. He told our boy and the elder that he does not permit any clan or sects to step foot on the land. After saying this, he turned around and walked forward. The members of the tribe put their sword away and followed their leader. Before leaving the building, the leader informed Yinshin that he will always be open to have a duel with him. He asked him to come find him when he is ready to get revenge. Yinshin glared at the man when he heard this. After saying this, the leader left the building. Our boy kept the image of the leader in his head. He etched it into his mind. In the next scene, we see Yinshin staring at his father's body. He saw his father coughing. He told the man that he is right next to him. Damyung reached out his hand and touched his son. With a shaky tone in his voice, he asked Yinshin to tell him why he is so strong. Our boy explained to his father that he used the Young clan's movement art which he created. Damyung was shocked to hear this. He could not believe that his son created a martial art. He remembered when Yinshin told him that he created a martial art using their clan's technique. At this time, Damyung turned around and asked his son to repeat what he said. With a look of anger on his face, the man asked our boy to tell him what gave him the right to mess with their clan's exclusive martial arts. The patriarch asked our boy if he is referring to the martial arts he told him about. He referred to the martial arts as the sacred art created by their clan. With tears in his eyes, Damyung told his son that he was too stupid and ignorant. He could not believe that his third son improved their clan's martial arts. The patriarch told Yinshin that he has the qualities of a founder. The man could not believe that someone as skilled as Yinshin was his son. The moment he thought of this, he lost consciousness. Our boy held his father's hand tightly. The second son called out to his father. Our boy stood up and turned to the chief steward. He asked him to tell him how Haya is doing. The man assured Yinshin that his niece is safe. He told him that the girl is simply sleeping because her acupoint has been blocked. According to the steward, Haya's acupoint was blocked to knock her out, and then she was hidden so that the killers wouldn't find her. Our boy called out to his elder brother. He asked him to raise Haya in the Xangang sect. He explained to him that the little girl has an exceptional affinity with the 5 elements. He assured him that the sect will take her in. The boy asked Yinshin about what he is going to do. Our boy told his elder brother that he will look after himself. The moment he said this, Shin comes to look for him. Yinshin asked the woman if she is already leaving. The elder explained to our boy that she needs to report the situation to the Xangang sect now that the tyrant sword tribe leader has gotten involved. Shin asked Yinshin if he is going to the desolate fortress to meet his mother's family. With a sad look in his eyes, our boy told the elder that she is correct. He revealed to her that he does not have anywhere else he can go to become stronger. Upon hearing this, Shin offered to bring Yinshin to the Xangang mountain. Our boy thanked the woman for giving him an offer. He told her that he is quite honored. Shin revealed to Yinshin that she plans to recommend him as the sect leader's disciple. Our boy and the other 2 men were shocked to hear this. The elder assured Yinshin that it is possible for someone like him. Yinshin knew that the direct disciple of the Xangang sect would be able to learn the absolute sacred art. The best part is that the Xangang sect leader is one of the few martial artists that is among the top 10 swordsmen in the world. Even though our boy knew this fact, he still declined the offer. He apologized to the elder. Shin smiled when she heard this. She told our boy that she simply wanted someone as talented as him. Yinshin asked her to forgive him. The elder assured him that it is fine. She told him that the doors of their sect will always be open for him. The moment he heard this, our boy told the woman that he has a question. Shin asked him to share his questions. Yinshin explained to her that he is aware that she is one of the older people among the noble race. With a serious look on his face, our boy asked the woman if she knows a way to get the fruit of the world tree. Shin was shocked to hear this. The fruit of the world tree is protected by the desolate fortress leader whom the emperor has acknowledged as the king and a peer. It is said to give eternal life and youth to those who eat it. It is a treasure from the heavens. Yinshin believes that he will be able to add to his short lifespan if he eats this fruit. Shin revealed to our boy that she has not lived half of her own lifespan, so she does not have any authority over the world tree. According to the elder, the desolate fortress leader is able to give the fruit to other people. Yinshin told the elder that he has to go to the desolate fortress. Shin explained to our boy that the item is not easy to get. She told him that the item is sacred even among the noble races. Yinshin explained to her that he does not know any other way to save himself. He told Shin that he will have to become the divine sword squad leader and achieve great feats. The elder bowed her head and assured our boy that she will cheer him on from afar. After saying this, she turned around and told Yinshin that she needs to leave to take the updates to the sect. She referred to the tall man as Cliff Swordsman and the short man as Neutral Spirit Fist. She told our boy that the men will stay to clean up the place. The men put their hand together and accepted the order. After saying this, she left. The scene shifts and we see our boy and his family leaving their manor. Yinshin thanked the 2 men for their help. With a sad look on his face, the Neutral Spirit Fist asked our boy to not thank them. He told him that they also played a big part in the tragedy. Before Yinshin left, his elder brother called out to him. While holding Haya, the man told his little brother that an apology is not enough to console him for everything that has happened to him within the clan. He promised Yinshin that he will be a better older brother the next time they meet. He asked our boy to survive at all cost. Yinshin revealed to his brother that he is not talented. He told him that he has to train like his life depends on it. The man assured our boy that he will do his best. Paya raised her head up to see our boy. She referred to him as uncle. Yinshin asked his elder brother to protect their niece. He turned to the steward and asked him about what he plans to do now. The steward revealed to Yinshin that there are smaller branches of their family all over Nanyang. He told him that he will look after the remaining assets since the bloodline of the family is still alive. Our boy told the man that he is heading to the desolate fortress. He told him that he hopes they can meet from time to time. Yinshin was certain that the chief steward will be of help since he knows martial arts. Before leaving, our boy asked the steward to live a comfortable life. He asked the man to take care of himself. The steward was surprised to hear this. After saying this, Yinshin walked forward. The steward watched as our boy walked away. He could not believe that Yinshin asked him to leave a comfortable life. The man realized that no other descendant of the Jung clan has ever said this to him after he was taken in by the previous patriarch. The man bowed his head at Yinshin. In the next scene, we are taken to Xangang. It was a beautiful and vibrant city. Yinshin went into a bar and followed an attendant to the top floor. He placed his bag on the table and looked at the city from the top floor. He was relieved to see that he had finally arrived. While he was looking around, he hears some people talk about how amazing the desolate fortress is. A chubby man tells his friends that people all over the Central Plains gather there with big dreams because of the desolate fortress. According to the man, the owner of the bar told him that he is out of liquor. The man's friend told him that it is really chaotic in restaurants these days. This is because the martial artists who came to take the entrance test are always drunk. Yinshin was shocked to hear that there is an entrance test in the desolate fortress. The moment he thought of this, someone asked him if he is also there to take the entrance test. Our boy quickly raised his head up when he heard this. He saw a martial artist in front of him. The boy's name is Hien Wenchang. Yinshin asked the boy to tell him why he is here. Wenchang apologized to Yinshin for rushing into things. He told him that he was simply fascinated to see a challenger that is younger than him. He introduced himself to our boy and told him that he came from Shaanxi. He called the place a really far place. Our boy also introduced himself to Wenchang. He told him that he is from Xingye County. Wenchang was surprised to hear this. He could not believe that our boy came from somewhere nearby. He told Yinshin that his journey must have been easy. He revealed to our boy that he had to fight the Green Forest bandits and swim against the pirates of the pirates' fortress. He told Yinshin that the water martial arts of the pirates was really vicious. Yinshin also faced some bandits when he was traveling. However, our boy easily cut them down. He told Wenchang that his journey was quite easy. The boy looked around to see if there is anyone close to him. He moved close to our boy and told him that they can become friends and share any information about the test with each other. Yinshin asked Wenchang if there is really a test. The boy was shocked to hear this. He raised his voice and told our boy that the test is known as the Desolate Fortress Trial. According to Wenchang, the Desolate Fortress is quite different from the usual martial arts group. Just as those who want to become government officials need to be well-versed in martial arts and literature, there is a test just for joining the Desolate Fortress. Yinshin asked the boy if that is why many people are gathered here. Wenchang explained to our boy that it does not matter if he has any foundations. The moment he joins the organization, opportunities and teachings will be provided to him. Due to this, every martial artist comes to try their luck. There are countless people who have learnt various martial arts just to pass the test. The Desolate Fortress is the strongest martial arts group in the world. It is also a place of martial arts that causes everyone's hearts to race. Most people would say that if you want to take on the world with just one weapon, you need to go to the Desolate Fortress, since the imperial family that rules over the Central Plains would make their move in order to control the martial arts groups. All the elixirs and advanced martial arts gathered from all over the world are waiting in the fortress. Wenchang explained to Yinshin that some people believe that the great sects with traditions are better than the Desolate Fortress. With a smile on his face, the boy said that these people do not know what they are saying. He said that martial arts groups created by commoners can never be stronger than the Desolate Fortress. Our boy took a sip of his drink and told the boy that he understands. Wenchang revealed to Yinshin that most people are not able to pass the test in one try. Yinshin simply told the boy that he understands. Wenchang explained to him that the people that usually pass are the next generation leaders of reputable martial arts clans that are rising in the world and trying to gain fame. With a smile on his face, Wenchang asked our boy if he will take the test with him tomorrow. Without making a single reaction, Yinshin told the boy that he accepts his offer. Wenchang became nervous when he heard this. He did not understand why our boy would not even react to what he has been saying. Wenchang told Yinshin that he is quite easygoing. As he continued talking, our boy stopped listening. Yinshin was happy to hear that he can join the group as long as he can pass the test. He did not want to ask his mother's family for help because he did not know where they live or what they look like. The next day, we see Yinshin and Wenchang walking into the fortress to take their test. The participants were given a tag containing a number. Our boy was given number 13. After accepting his tag, Yinshin looked around. He was in a ring with other participants and 2 examiners. According to Wenchang, the participants will pass the exam if the supervisor accepts their plaque. However, if he tells you to return it to the reception, you will fail. The second exam is a tournament. Our boy asked Wenchang if there is a third exam. The boy told Yinshin that the third exam is an interview with the Lord of the Desolate Fortress. Yinshin was shocked to hear this. He asked his friend if he is certain. There are several martial artists who come to Xangang just for this chance. To have a conversation with an absolute master like the Lord is an incredible opportunity. This martial artist hoped to receive some kind of profound understanding. Yinshin told the boy that he understands. Immediately he said this. The supervisor announced that the first exam is about swift sword arts. According to him, the participants are to demonstrate one swing with the fastest technique they have. The supervisor will watch and judge the technique by himself. Wenchang raised his hand and offered to go first. The supervisor accepted his request. The idiot actually volunteered because he was nervous. Yinshin believed that the test was simple since they simply needed to show a fast sword technique to pass. Wenchang took off his robe. The moment he placed his hand on his sword, Yinshin and the people watching the event took a close look at him. Yinshin noticed that Wenchang had a well-polished spirit. He could tell that the boy is strong. He was even stronger than some of the bandits our boy saw on his way here. Wenchang took a stance and released his energy. He took a deep breath and swung his sword. The audience were shocked to see the boy's demonstration. One of them said that the boy feels different. He said that he only saw an apparition. Wenchang stared at the supervisor in fear of his response. The man told him that his technique was not bad. He asked Wenchang to give him his plaque. The boy was happy to hear this. He thanked the man. The supervisor asked the next examinee to step forward. Wenchang walked past Yinshin and wished him good luck. Our boy put himself together and walked forward. The audience were surprised to see this. They never expected such a young kid to actually be an examinee. One of them said that Yinshin has a lot of guts. Wenchang smiled when he heard this. Another man said that Yinshin must be from another province, and he is trying to use this opportunity to show his swordsmanship in front of a martial artist of the Desolate Fortress. This is because a single piece of advice is precious. Yinshin took a stance and placed his hand on his sword. He nodded at the man to tell him that he is ready. The supervisor nodded back at him. He asked Yinshin to begin. The moment he said this, Yinshin took out his sword. No one knew when he swung his sword. All they could feel was the wind pressure. The supervisor was shocked to see this. Every single person in that place was shocked. They did not know what they just experienced. Wenchang's mouth was left open. He did not expect such a young boy to be this skilled. The audience did not even know when our boy swung his sword. As he watched Yinshin put his sword back into his sheath, the supervisor said that the future of the Desolate Fortress has arrived. Everyone was shocked to hear this. The man asked Yinshin to hand over his plaque. He took a careful look at our boy's number. He asked him to be on his way. Yinshin bowed his head and turned around. Our boy picked up his robe and walked out of the ring. Everyone cleared a path for him. Wenchang moved close to Yinshin and asked him if he is the son of a famous family. Our boy asked him if this will change anything. He reminded Wenchang that all that matters in the Desolate Fortress is your martial arts, talent, and effort. Wenchang was surprised to hear this. He asked Yinshin if he really plans to finish the Desolate Fortress trial. With a serious look on his face, our boy told his friend that this is why everyone came here, including him. Wenchang realized that Yinshin was serious. He told him that he is right. He thanked our boy and told him that he needs to go now. Yinshin watched his friend as he walked away. He hoped that his kind and talkative friend will pass the second exam. The scene shifts and we see Yinshin meditating in a room. While circulating his energy, our boy thinks about the fact that the second exam is a tournament where different people will compete with each other with their martial arts. Yinshin recalled that the exam will take place in 3 weeks. He realized that he needed to train more seriously. Our boy decided to train his young clan's movement art, the rapid sword arts, and the scripture of origin ability, which is an amplified chi movement technique. 3 weeks later, we see Yinshin and other participants arrive for their test. The supervisor asked the examinees to wait outside until they are called. The moment he said this, he went into a building. At the entrance of the building, a guard stood to watch everyone. While staring at the logo on the guard's clothes, One of the participants said that he is feeling discouraged. According to the man, the white martial arts outfit signifies an elementary-level martial artist. The man asked the person next to him to tell him why the guard's energy would be so strong. The other man told him that even just wearing the white clothes means that his future is secured. Yinshin also stared at the guard. While he was looking at him, Wenchang called out to him. The man ran to meet our boy. He told him that he has gotten taller. Yinshin smiled when he heard this. He told the man that he also looks better. With a serious look on his face, Wenchang told his friend that he wants him to remember that winning is not the important thing in this exam. He explained to him that it is enough to have only one fight in the 2 rounds. He told him that a single round is enough to catch the eyes of the desolate fortress masters who will be watching. With tears in his eyes, Wenchang told our boy that catching the eyes of the masters is actually the hardest part. The boy was able to say this because he had experienced it before. Yinshin asked his friend if a person can win a match and still fail the exam. The boy told him that he is correct. While biting his nails, Wenchang told our boy that the problem they have is that the supervisors are going to have a higher standards today. Yinshin was surprised to hear this. He asked the boy for the reason. Wenchang revealed to him that the White Qilin is competing in today's tournament. Our boy was shocked to hear this. He asked his friend if he is referring to the White Qilin from the Namgung family. The White Qilin wiped out a notorious group of bandits before he was even 15. He also beheaded the Shrouded Assassin, a sword master of the unorthodox faction. According to Wenchang, there are rumors that the White Qilin defeated all the up and rising fighters at the 8 Great Family Dragon and Phoenix tournament when he was 18. Yinshin was surprised to hear this. He asked his friend to tell him why someone from the Namgung family would join the desolate fortress, especially when it is someone that already has martial dignity and everything else. Wenchang revealed to Yinshin that the White Qilin cannot become the patriarch because he is the child of a concubine. According to the boy, if a person rises to the position of the desolate fortress captain, they are on the same level as one of the patriarch of the 8 great families. In fact, the person will have more power than the patriarchs. This is because the desolate fortress maintains the order of the Jianghu in the center of the central plains. While they were talking, the guard called our boy's name and asked him to step out. Yinshin told Wenchang that he hopes to see him again in the desolate fortress. The boy was shocked to hear this. Immediately he said this. He walked up to the guard. Inside the building, we see a referee and different supervisors staring at Yinshin and his opponent. With a creepy smile on his face, our boy's opponent pulled out his sword. Immediately he did this. The referee asked them to begin the fight. The man began to laugh. Yinshin did not understand why he was laughing. With a disgusting look on his face, the man referred to our boy as a moth that is struggling. He asked Yinshin if he is curious about his identity. Before the man could introduce himself, Yinshin attacked him and gave him a huge scar on his face. Our boy attacked the idiot with his sword sheath, and yet he managed to knock him out. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want more of this recap, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.